So, when I started streaming, I was one of the people that began streaming and learned it as I went. I just started my stream one day and just played games and figured I would just learn it as I go. I didn't do any research or nothing. The only research I did was how to correctly set up, how to do OBS and bit rates, and I had to learn all that myself. On Twitch back then, which was June 2013, coming into another streamer's channel and asking questions was very frowned upon, because Twitch back then, and it still is to this day a little bit, is a very much, how dare you come into my channel and talk about streaming yourself, or how dare you come into my channel and talk about your channel, how dare you come to my channel and say anything. Now, there are some things that are rude to do. Like if someone's streaming and you pop into their channel and say, hey guys, I'm going to go ahead and start my stream now, see you guys later, or hey, I'm going to be running this giveaway on my stream here in about an hour. You don't do that stuff, because you get a real bad rep on Twitch, and the people watching the guy that's streaming will hate you, and you don't get any benefit from it. It doesn't work anyway. Viewers just don't come over to your channel if you come in and advertise in another channel. It just doesn't work. It hurts you more than it helps you. But it is okay to like come into a streamer that you like, get to know them, you know, and you know, either stream before them or raid them later on or whatever. Like a lot of people have been doing to me. That's perfectly acceptable. That's how you build connections and have, you know, work together. But some streamers will talk to you and help you with streaming. They don't mind it, but most of the time you better expect to be doing a lot of the work yourself, because the only person who's going to help you stream is you. So when I started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I learned it as I went, and that was the worst thing I could do. You really need to do your research. Just don't start your stream because, hey, I'm going to be a streamer now, I'm just going to start it. Don't do that. One of the best people that I've ever seen start a stream was Loco2525. She waited almost a year, I think, before she even started her stream. And she had everything in place. She had her art, she had her technology, she had her internet, her specs. She had everything ready to go. So when she turned on her stream the first day, she had extreme high quality. She had a pretty channel. She had a bot ready for to help control her channel, and everything was she was golden on day one. And that's important, because every time somebody comes to your channel and you have crap quality, or you look like a generic stream like anybody else, you don't look professional, then that viewer that you just gained is gonna leave. Because that's what happened to me for 6 months. I had to learn streaming as I went, and that screwed me so bad. It was the worst idea I could have ever done. I wish I could go back and like had planned better, but I didn't. So how can you benefit from my mistakes and do a better job? Well, first you decide on OBS or XSplit. XSplit you have to pay for, OBS you don't. Now, that might sound like a positive or a negative, depending on which way you want to go with it. OBS has its benefits, XSplit has its benefits. I went with XSplit at first because I was frustrated with OBS, and then I switched over to OBS just recently from XSplit because I got frustrated with XSplit. I prefer OBS right now because it's much easier for me to use and do the things that I'm wanting it to do, which is a lot more technical talk than we have time for. Basically, setting up overlays, setting up video things playing behind you, capturing games and stuff like that is more user-friendly, easier to do on OBS than sometimes XSplit. Good morning, Peru. I do use a capture card, but I don't have a dual PC setup, which is, I believe, my personal self. Not everyone agrees with me, but that a dual streaming PC setup is the proper way to do it. I think you should have a gaming PC and you should have a second PC for streaming, so that all the resources of that PC is focused on the streaming side of the content, and the gaming PC is set up just for gaming exclusively. The capture card I currently use is for consoles only. It's a AverMedia Live Gamer HD, and it's okay. It does fairly well, but it doesn't capture in higher definitions that I would like it to. It needs to. I need to get a new one because it kind of caps itself at like 720p, and it needs to go higher than that. Even though it says I think like 1080p, it doesn't really do it. So I need to do something better with that. But I only use that to capture my consoles, and that's it. You don't want to stream from consoles. That also gets a bad rep. And I know some people think that it's, like it's okay to stream from consoles, and in some respects it is, and in a lot of respects it's not. Like, a guy could stream on PS4, and when the way the Twitch front page works is that it has a separate category for PS4, so the guy streaming a new release on his PS4 is able to get on the front page, right, on Twitch, because of the way it works. Like, PC is here, and then Xbox, and then PS4. Or, it doesn't matter, Xbox One or PS4, this applies to both of them. If you're streaming from that thing, and you start getting people in, that's great, you think you're doing great. Well, Twitch can lie to you a lot. It can make you feel like, oh, I've made it, I have 400 people in here, I'm a successful streamer. Next stream, you have 2 people. Twitch is brutal like that. Sometimes people only join because they just want to see that certain game. And PS4 and Xbox One streamers suffer from that major problem. Is that their streams can only be as good as the PS4 or Xbox, so people don't get excited. They look like every other console streamer out there. There's nothing special about their stream. It's not, there's nothing interesting about it. It's just their thing. If they could like put channel art, but that's it. They can't put nothing. They can't do this. Can't do what I'm doing right now. So because of the way Twitch works with that, like PS4, and they're streaming, like, for example, I'll use my friend who was streaming Spider-Man. He had like 700 people watching him stream Spider-Man when it came out. So he thought, holy crap, I'm a big time streamer now. And that was for that one night, and just because he was the first in that row of streamers for the PS4, and he thought that was it. Next day, he was streaming to 2 people. And that's just because people on Twitch, they don't respect your consoles. They don't respect PS4 or Xbox One streamers. Now, I'm not saying that all of them are like that. There are some guys that have gotten partnered that way. But I'm saying generally, you want to have your PC, you want to have a capture card. If you want to be a PS4 streamer, by all means do so. But do it with a computer. It's going to help you in the long run. You'll be able to do stuff like this better and have more cool things to do with your channel and more fun stuff. You should have a bot in your channel. If you're just getting started, you probably just need Nightbot. Okay? I would say once you get to about 20, 30 viewers every night, which is going to take a long time. This is a marathon. This is not a sprint. You're not going to become famous in a month. You're not going to become a successful streamer in a couple weeks. It doesn't matter how frustrated you want to get about it. We've all been there. It's going to take a lot of time. It might take you years before you see any gains. So you got to get your mind around that first before you do anything else. You need to accept that you're doing this not for the money. You're doing it because you love it. Because gaming is more fun for you when you get to hang out with people. And that's what happened to me. I sat down thinking, oh my gosh, Twitch is a cash cow. I can just stream video games and make tons of money. I didn't make nothing. But what happened is that as the more I did it, the more I came to love sitting in playing the games and talking to people while I did it. That became the greatest thing about Twitch for me. Is that I fell in love with that. I loved chatting with people. I loved hanging out with them. I enjoyed laughing about what just happened on screen, So I think if you sit down and do Twitch, you better make sure that you love the interaction, because that's what they're here for. That's what makes Twitch. That's why it's special. YouTube is for not interaction. That's what YouTube is for. If you just want to play the game and add your commentary, That's YouTube. That's why we already have that. Twitch is about the people in your chat, and communities, gaming communities. That's what Twitch is. So get your mind around that, and then you make your decision. You got to do it for the love of it, or otherwise you're gonna hate it. I went to the Twitch Reddit and I started reading all these guys' posts about what was the word? How pressed they are, and how Twitch streaming has drained their love of video games. And I thought, whoa, you shouldn't be doing this. They're going to listen to this in the future for a highlight, because I'm going to make it a highlight so we can just have something. I lost my complete train of thought here. Bots. Do you just use Nightbot or MooBot? Take your choice. I mean, Dan's Gaming doesn't have anything but MooBot, and he's got like 3,000 people in his channel, so it does its job well. MooBot, Nightbot, there's lots of bots out there that'll help you out. When you get a little bit higher, you could consider switching to something. I wouldn't worry about this right off the bat. I mean, you could if you really wanted to, but you're gonna have to spend some money for it, and I don't necessarily like the bot that well, but it does the job of doing a channel currency. I use doubloons. Every time someone's in the channel, they earn doubloons, and then I made rewards for those, okay? And that's just a fun little thing that people can enjoy, and they're like, oh, look, I got like 500 doubloons. This is awesome, And they just like to collect them. There's no really big thing about it. It's just a fun little thing, and you can use DeepBot for that, and it will do it. It'll actually run right on your computer, and you can manage everything right there. It's a great little tool. So is another program called Tboard. This is a program that you can use to customize like sounds and pop-ups and donation stuff and everything else. All that can be done through Tboard, and SubAlert is a great way. When you're just starting out, follows are as big as subscribers. Subscribers are a big deal once you get partnered, because that's they help a lot. They're the primary way to support a streamer. You subscribe first, and if you still want to help them and encourage them, then you donate second. Subs are the number one thing that all of Twitch and everything around it looks at, is subscribing. Like you guys saw the shirts that were given out. Remember those streamer shirts that they were just doing? Like for Lyric, and they did it for Ko, and they did it for all these other guys. That was purely based on subscriptions. Purely. Like, how many subs does this person have? And subs are a major thing. Supporting, like, some people have said, no, you should just donate the $5 because the streamer gets the full $5. We don't want Twitch getting that money. Okay. Yeah, or both, Gaz. But the thing is your streamer's not going to be here if it's not for Twitch. So supporting Twitch and the streamer is both a good thing. You got to support Twitch, otherwise your favorite stream is not going to be here. I mean, we could have a huge debate about this, and I'm sure other people would, but Lyric is probably one of my favorite streamers on Twitch, right? He's amazing. Just amazing. But if he said, I'm leaving Twitch tomorrow, and he goes to Hitbox, which is the competitor to Twitch, is he going to have 30,000 viewers every night? Or will Twitch just move on without him? Do you think that he'll just cripple and destroy Twitch overnight? It'll just be dead? Do you think that'll happen? I don't. I think Lyric went to Hitbox. He might take a good chunk of his audience over there, a couple thousand maybe. But I think the majority of people will still stay on Twitch, because the Twitch is just like the way it is. It's just a community thing. So, anyway, my point was subscribers is important. So, but when you're not partnered, follows are important. So once you start set up a cool thing to announce follows and all that stuff, you want to encourage that. You want to encourage, hey, follow me. This is cool, because if you follow, your name will pop up on stream on something cool, and I'll be like, hey, yeah, I used to go like, hey, welcome to the crew, but I get too many follows in a day now that I would be doing that all, hey, I'd be doing that nonstop, so I just can't do it anymore. But that's important. Follows should be treated almost like a subscribe to you when you're first starting out on Twitch. You should always make as much a big deal about it as possible. And let's see, I'm trying to think of what else I should cover here. Music, you could choose to play music. I don't know, I wouldn't play music. Like if you're playing a single player game, don't play music. People hate that. You can play it at the beginning, when you're getting ready to start your stream. You can play it at the end. Now, what games to stream? Okay, that really comes down to you. I'm not going to say, hey, this is the game right here that will make you, successful and get you lots of follows, because it's not true. There really isn't anything. There are some games that help you better your chances, and there's some games that you should absolutely not stream because they would hurt your chances. But let's go with the obvious. Let's go with new releases. A new game comes out. You're a brand new streamer. Maybe you got 10 people watching you, correct? With that new game that came out, you shouldn't touch it. You should stay as far away from that new game that gets released as much as you possibly can. The reason being is that all the big streamers all fight each other on launch day for viewers streaming that new game. They all fight each other. All of them. All throughout the day, they stream it. They stream it the launch day. They stream it on launch day 2, 3, and 4, and even 5, I think, depending on how long it is. But usually by day 2 to 3, most of the big streamers are completed the game. And a couple of the guys strangling behind are just finishing. I usually stream games 4 days after launch. So if it comes out on Tuesday, there's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I might start it on Friday. That's when I start it. And that has helped me in the past. But that's because I'm sitting at, at the time I had 100 concurrent viewers. So that helped me out. It helped me because I already had a buffer to put me up there on the thing. Because when someone's looking for a game, the first thing they click on is the first little box of the streamer. They click on that person, they don't like that, they go to the next one. They don't like that, they go to the next one. So the top 3, it's kind of trickle down viewer economics. So, but if you're a even smaller streamer, the biggest success I ever had on Twitch, and this was when I only had like 30 viewers, was The Forest. And I didn't touch that game till almost a week and a half. Almost 2 weeks until it was released. I got in on the very back end of that game when all the big streamers were done, where all the medium level streamers were done. And there was no one, there was still people streaming it. Like a lot of people of my rank, like level 30s and stuff. We were all the highest guy that was streaming it had I think 200 people watching it. And I went ahead and streamed the game. And that was the best thing I ever did because I was in a perfect position. Everyone was gone, but there were still people looking to watch the game. So I almost would recommend that you wait almost 2 weeks before you touch a new release. Yep. You could have... It's very hard to stream whatever you want when you're a small streamer. So, maybe you're a Dragon Age 2 fan. Well, you could stream Dragon Age 2, but... you better expect to just you might stream that whole game by yourself and no one popping in there, because when you look at Twitch, Dragon Age 2, unless someone is specifically looking for that game, is going to be way down at the bottom of the Twitch list. So, does that mean I want you to stream League of Legends? No. It's way too many people streaming that game. Those first row 1, 2, 3, and almost 4, for the most part, you shouldn't even touch those games unless it's good for you. Like if you're in a good position to stream it, let's say you got 30 people on your channel and you go look at DayZ and there's only one guy streaming it with 100 viewers. That's not going to happen. But if it did, then maybe you should stream some DayZ if that's what you want to play, and maybe you'll get some of that trickle down viewer economics that we like to talk about. Yeah, music does mute video on demands, and video on demands are good. Like, people like to go back and look at your highlights to see what kind of, are you a funny streamer? Are you awesome? You do epic stuff? Video on highlights are fun to do. Really, you should start looking for games to stream that go from row 4 down. Maybe about 5 rows. Anything within there is a pretty good, just keep an eye on it. Not all the time. Like, sometimes you might see Dead Space 3 up there, because I had 300 people in here, so I went way up on the chart with Dead Space 3. Does that mean it's a good game for you to stream? No, it does not. It just means that just because I was playing it tonight and happened to get 300 people in here, that it popped up there. Okay, but there's a lot of games up there like that don't always have a huge amount of viewers, but are always up there. Like Binding of Isaac, Grand Theft Auto. All these games are constantly up there, but you just gotta kind of keep an eye on it and work out what you want to do. You can be a variety streamer. You can, but you have to do it smart. You can't just be like, well, I'm gonna play Batman today. Well, I'm gonna play Kingsfield today, or whatever. It just says it's not gonna work that way, because you're never gonna get seen. You could do that later, as you grow, but you can't do it when you're first starting out. It just doesn't work out that well, and that's the mistake I made for the first 6 months. So, stream things like Skyrim. You could stream Skyrim. You can stream Fallout. People are always interested in those games. You can stream anything that gets a new early access release. Stream game. If a new game comes out on Steam and nobody's streaming it on Twitch, give it a try. See what happens. Maybe people are looking for that game, and no streamer is streaming it, and you're gonna be the first one to do it. It's definitely worth a chance. You're never gonna make it off one game, though. Keep that in mind. It's a long journey. So I told you about SubAlert. I told you about T-Board. T-Board and SubAlert are kind of the same thing, but you can figure out which one you like the best. I use to put chat on the screen. I use Better Twitch TV. I pop out my chat, and then there's a button on Better Twitch TV to chroma all that black, and then I slap it on. I capture the window with OBS, and then I chroma key out the black, and that's how I get chat on the screen. That simple. I like. Oh my gosh, this is the most important thing I can tell you. Okay, so pay attention. If you start out streaming, do not put giant donate now on your stream. Don't put giant numbers of the latest donator. Don't do that. You can acknowledge donations, fine. You like to give recognition to people when they donate. That's what I have up top there when somebody donates, so that, hey, thanks for doing that. This is you on my stream, That's how I thank them. That's my way of doing it. It's one of the only few things I can actually do. But some of those new streamers have it like, I try to make it as small as possible. People don't necessarily, they like to look to see who the donator is, because it's kind of fun. They're like, oh, look, he donated today. It's cool. But they mostly want to see the game. They want to see the game that's being played. So I try to make my UI as small as possible and out of the way as best I can to make it as small. But then there's some new streamers that are like, I gotta promote getting money, so I'm gonna have the donation thing be, this big on the screen, taking up that much real estate, which says, all kinds of donation. Don't do that. Don't do that, because then they're going to look at your stream and go, oh, look, the guy just wants money. Screw this, I'm out of here. And then, boom, you just wasted your time. No one, you can't do that. It has to be about the game. If you're not doing it for the game and for the community, you're going to burn out real fast. 3 months is the time that someone who's only in this for money, 3 months, they burn out in 3 months. That's the general statistic. In 3 months, they're like, screw this, I'm done. someone who loves doing it though, just is like, I don't care. I didn't make no money today. That's fine. I got my job. I'm just playing video games and talking to people. It's fun. And they're the ones that make it. They're the ones who are the co-carnages of the world. They're the ones who are the Eloheims of the world. And you can use Stream Tips to track donations. It's really easy. You just set up a PayPal and you can do it. You connect the PayPal to that using your email. You don't have to give them anything else. You can use Stream Tips, and there's also supportthestream.com, I think, as well does it. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just make a highlight of this. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just make a highlight. So when anyone has a question, they can just like exclamation this, and it'll just pop up, just like Code does it. So yeah, you want your UI to be as small as possible. Don't make it huge. Don't make it big. It's not popular. People don't like it, and it's a big turnoff. So don't do that. The smaller UI, the better. Do you want a UI? Not always. Do you want a webcam? You don't have to have a webcam, but Lyric is one of the most successful streamers. He doesn't use a webcam. Does that mean you're going to be successful? No, it doesn't. Usually streamers with a webcam are more successful than streamers who don't have a webcam, because people like webcams. There are some exceptions, Bike Man for one, and Lyric, but just decide, one way or the other, if you want to have a cam. Decide early so that when you do go live, you don't take it away. People won't like that. You'll lose your fan base if you have it and then you go, well, I think it'd be better if I didn't have it. That just ain't gonna work. Also, decide if you want a green screen or not. There's lots of streamers out there that are successful that don't have it. I prefer a green screen because I think it looks more professional. I think it's neat. I like the cool factor of it, that I'm like in front of a video game. I love that. So I would never get rid of it. But there's also streamers that do it all the time, like Elohim. So just decide what you want to do. Do you want a green screen or not? You can go either way. You can get it be a little box, but just make it look pretty. Have something that makes it, neat. But don't get too crazy. Oh, and there's one thing that I've been seeing creep up more and more on Twitch, and you shouldn't do it. And people give free overlays for this all the time, and they are awful to do this. Don't take your gameplay and make it into a small box off the side and you on the other side, and have the rest of the screen filled up with like like with a background or something. There's a couple streamers that do that, and it sucks, dude. It really sucks. You're gonna if think about yourself. You got 3 channels that you could watch, right? You gonna watch the guy that's in full screen mode with that game, or you gonna watch the guy that's got his game in a little box? Which one are you going to watch? Ask yourself that. If you're okay with watching some dude having his gameplay shrunk down into a box that you can watch, then I guess that's your answer. But I'm not going to watch it. I wouldn't watch it. I can't stand that. I want the game to fill my screen. And I want my little streamer right there in the corner talking. So, again, that's up to you, but I wouldn't do it. I would highly recommend you not do that. Is it proper okay to host a streamer without telling them, kind of like a raid? It is perfectly fine to raid and host streamers, but do it responsibly. Don't send your audience over there to spam their channel, especially if you're smaller. Like, don't send a 10-person raid to raid a person with like 500 viewers, and then have your guys spam that you're being raided by Bob, like 10 times each. That they will not like. That looks like you're advertising yourself and not promote. The goal of a raid is to support the person you're raiding and to give yourself a little bit of a promotion at the same time. But you don't want to go overboard with the promoting yourself, because you don't want to get into because other streamers talk, man. They talk, and they can help you or they can hurt you. So you don't want to come off as an asshole. Don't do that. The Twitch community They talk. Trust me, they do. Know the people that are bad, and I know the people that are good. So, be very careful how you do that. And I was going to go with another point too about all that. Hosting's fine. I mean, you can host. Just don't always expect, especially much larger streamers, to give you always a shout out. Because imagine I get hosted by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all the time, and I had to put a limit on the bot to show from 5 on up, because they're just too much. It gets to be too much on there. So if I get that much, I could imagine Dan Gaming must get a ridiculous amount of hosts, and so you kind of gotta you get to that point where you have to only acknowledge some of the bigger ones, and that's just how it is. This is, a streamer can't stop constantly what he's doing to constantly greet every host that they get. That's just not a realistic thing that can happen. That's awesome, Fantasy. Yeah, Tangent, Co, Elohim, all great people. Yeah, Tangent's definitely a good success story as well. Does hosting your channel give you anything? Not really. Not really. I mean, yes and no, right? I choose to host my team, streamers that I support, or my favorite streamers on Twitch. And sometimes they can give you a shout out and be like, hey, thanks for that host, Burke Black. I appreciate that. And that's good. It's always nice to be acknowledged, but I'm not always there, but my audience might be, I have people that come to my channel and they like to watch the host rotation. They love that. And, sometimes it's good to talk to those people that are watching, they're like, hey, see Burke Black's crew is hosting me now, so what's up, everybody, they like that. They feel appreciated. So, but not everyone's going to do that. That's the only thing that could come from hosting, really, for you. But mostly hosting is used to support other streamers that you like, and it's a great way to make friends. With if you want to introduce yourself to other streamers, it's the best way to do it. It really is. It's gonna suck when you don't have enough people staying in your channel to host until you do. So you kind of you got to tough it out a little bit, but eventually you can make friends. Like I said, don't host the real big guys. You know what I mean? You don't get in. You can't really make friends with them because you're just another guy with 10 viewers hosting them. But work with the people in your community. Host the guy that's starting after you get done. That's a good way. And you build a connection with them. Yeah, I call him. Yeah, girl. That's all good, brother. Like I said. I've hosted Ferret for 50. It was because I love Ferret, dude. Ferret helped me immensely when I was a new streamer. So, he's always going to be somebody I support. He's a good person, so I'm gonna repay that. But what else was I gonna say about that? I had something else to say about that, but I forget what it was. I got sidetracked. My poor brain. It was important too. Yeah. Damn. I hate losing a train of thought like that. Right when I was working it too. Damn. I think it's gone. Social media. I mean, Twitter's okay. You can use that, but that's more like just a hangout for everybody. I don't think I tweet anything out that people see and like, oh my gosh, I gotta go watch Burke. I think a Steam group matters. Like, you can set up your own Steam group, and you can send out notices. Make sure people are aware. You're going to send out notices when you start streaming from your Steam group. That's useful. You know, somebody could be playing a game, they get a notice, oh, you know, that one streamer's streaming, so I guess I'm going to go, I'm gonna put them on the side while I play my game. That's perfectly fine. Have good mods. Don't make everybody a mod. Have a good mod. Have somebody you trust, somebody that wants to help you. Don't just choose anyone. Be picky. Be very picky. Giveaways, you know, do them if you can, you know, like, but I wouldn't get too crazy with them when you're first starting out. You can put it in your title, you know, that might help you get some follows, but you have to anticipate that you're gonna lose the follows. Like, you know, one night I learned that the hard way. I gained like I said I'm gonna do a giveaway of, you know, the forest or something, and I had like 50 people follow to get into that giveaway, and then next morning I had 50 unfollows. Actually, I think I had less. I had more, 55 or something like that. You know, also decide what kind of channel you want to have. You set the tone for your own channel. Are you going to cuss nonstop because that's just, you know, you're just a sailor like that? That's perfectly fine. No problem with that. No, your channels are going to do the same thing. What you do, everyone else will do. You do set the tone for your own channel. So the way you conduct yourself is the way your channel will conduct itself as well. Yeah, you wouldn't even consider chat as sub-only mode until you hit like man versus game levels. Seriously. Like, you know, 3,000 to 5,000 people watching you, then sub mode actually makes sense. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Gosh, I wish I could tell you that one more thing that I had thought in my mind, but I can't think of it right now. I'm just losing my train of thought. Damn. I hate it when that happens, you know? I'm sure it was important, too. Something else I had to say. Did I see an increase in activity when I did my pirate intro for subs? No. Not really. I just kind of do it for fun now. You could brand yourself. That's kind of important. I guess I should bring that up. You can brand yourself. You know, like why... What kind of channel are you? You know, why would people watch you? You know, what community are you building? You know, my community chose the pirates. I didn't choose it. They chose it. And I just got roped up into it. I'm still mad about that. No, I'm just kidding. But no, my community did kind of move themselves into the pirates. They did it. We were playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and the guilds in that game were called crews. So we called ourselves the Black Crew, because my name is Burke Black. They started calling themselves pirates, because it sounds very piratey. You know, a black crew sails under a black flag. You know, pirate crew. So, just kind of took off, and that was it. Probably the same thing. It's probably the same story happened to Elohim with the Vikings, and, you know, the coalition for Co. You know, Co is the co-father and all that stuff, so... it's pretty cool, yeah. You know, I love the theme, so I love it. I just adore... I've always loved pirates anyway, so it's cool. But yeah, the, brand yourself. You don't have to be like, you know, we're gonna be the cups, or the combs, we're gonna be the combs, you know. You don't necessarily have to do that. It could be anything. You know, my first brand that I ever did was GSG, Grand Scale Gaming. Man, that was a dork. I thought I was going to be some kind of epic strategy streamer on Twitch. So, called myself Grand Scale Gaming. GSG. Thought it was going to be my thing, but then the pirate thing took over, so. Geez, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think what else I could tell you guys. Put some theatricality to your stream, you know? Be different. Be different. There are a dime a dozen streamers who just sit there and play their game. And that's all they do. So, be different. How can you do that? I don't know. You have a different brain than I do. Maybe you'll come up with something. That'll make me envious. Be like, man, I wish I had thought of that. You know? Also, don't get jealous. It's going to be really tough. You know, you'll be streaming, and I'm guilty of this myself, that you see, you know, you start your stream, and someone else starts their stream, and they got more viewers than you, and you're like, man, don't get jealous. You cannot compare your stream to other people in that regard, because it's just a nightmare for yourself. You can't do it. Can't do it. You have to figure out what you can do to make your stream better, not copy another person. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You know, I made my I had an artist make my overlay, and I started getting like really nervous because I thought it looked like it was Ko's overlay, because Ko kind of has a similar overlay with a thing up there and something for his subs. He has like those little bitty things. So I actually went to him and I asked permission because I was very nervous about copying another streamer. I don't like the idea of doing it, but ultimately it's the best way to do it because it's so small. But I want to go smaller. I want to do it even more awesome. You know, I want it to be even smaller. I want all this. I want eventually to have the entire screen kind of fade stuff in and out, but we'll see. Any other questions? I mean, you guys just feel free to ask. Just say Burke. Say Burke and I'll see it. But ask me any questions you like and I'll try to answer it. I'm probably going to get going here though soon. Wow. I'm staying up late. Oh, gosh, I can't think of anything else. I don't know what else to tell you, really. Just stay positive, I guess. Keep doing it. Don't get discouraged. Yeah, it's a green comb, so it doesn't like it. But I could do like some cool Batman thing. Like, yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool as rain. Yeah. I did not, Ace. See, I learned stuff too. I did not know there's a way to get Twitch chat on OBS without capturing. I had no idea. Yes, I'll make this into a highlight. When am I going to play DS3? What is that? Dark Souls 3? Sure, Dark Folly. I was thinking about streaming or recording for YouTube. Should I? I mean, that's up to you, Love Kills. If you got a passion for it, you can do both. I mean, you could stream on Twitch and have OBS or XSplit record your footage, and then you can edit that into a YouTube video. You can do that as well. And it's perfectly acceptable. It's not going to be as great because if you don't capture chat, if you're trying to do YouTube and Twitch, and you start talking to people in your chat, but you don't have chat on the screen, then the YouTube people are going to be confused as hell. When are you going to play? Oh, Dead Space 3? Oh, next Saturday. I'm just wrapping up here. We're ending, and I'm just talking about streaming. Sorry. Honestly, okay, Ace, I'll do it then. Don't get too crazy mad, but being a little interesting and different, absolutely. But don't get too nuts. There's still rules on Twitch you guys got to follow, so make sure you know that. Like, if you're gonna drink alcohol, you better not show the label. Like you could set up just make your channel look good, man. You know, like don't half-ass it. Don't make your donation thing so freaking huge. You know, just make a simple thing, have it on there. That's fine. If someone wants to donate to you, great. If not, then don't sweat it. I think I started streaming June of 2013, I got my first donation by November. That was my first donation. So don't do it for the money. Yeah, and dress appropriately. If you're a lady, you know, I mean, or a guy, like, I don't even think you're really allowed to get too crazy as guy streamers anymore. But, you know, Casey Tron is... You can dress like that. That's fine. There's no problem with that. For ladies, you can dress like that. And you guys know the joke about Casey Tron, right? You know that her whole thing is to troll people about the stereotype, right? Just saying, you know, like, if you get mad about Casey Tron, you know she's like she's like one of the most she's like the Andy Kaufman of Twitch, just in case you didn't know. It's all a joke. it's all a big joke. And it's funny to watch. If you don't know the joke when you're watching Casey Tron, then you know I feel bad. But if you know the joke, then you get it, and it's quite funny. It really is. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what else to get into. There was something else I should have said, but I don't know what it is. I forget. I'm trying to just go through my mind about the things that I did, and I got rated by a couple big channels that helped out, but you can't bank on that. That's all luck and chance of the draw. How would you set up a bot, dude? Like I said, Nightbot, Deepbot, MoveBot. Like Nightbot and MoveBot perfectly fine when you're starting out. Deepbot maybe when you get a little bit bigger, but you're still gonna have to have Deepbot, and Nightbot's gonna be in your channel permanently until you get a custom bot made, and that's not easy. You need an awesome friend, in my opinion? Absolutely, Kaz. Burke, how do you handle trolls? Just ignore them. What can they do to you? Nothing. You got to think how sad a person has to be that they have to come to Twitch and try to make fun of people. The thing with trolls is that most of the trolls on Twitch are kids that get picked on. That's true. They're most likely people that are in school and there's a bully bigger than them and they're getting picked on, so they get mad and they come to Twitch so they can pick on someone, and that nothing will happen to them. You know? They won't get punched in the face. But like trolls, just they don't matter. I mean, what can they do to you? Nothing. They can't do anything to you. They can make fun of you and talk about you, you know, that you look stupid. Okay. Yay. You told me I look stupid. Yeah. That's awesome. Do you feel better about yourself now? I mean, I pity trolls. I really do. I mean, imagine your life that you have to jump on Twitch and make fun of streamers. You know, to find any fun. That's so sad. At least I would get it, and like doing it in like a, you know, trying to piss somebody off in a Reddit thing. I'd get that, but I don't know. It seems like a colossal waste of time. Though some streamers feed that, man. Some streamers get so mad about it. They do. So I understand why some trolls. I guess I understand why some trolls do it, but ultimately it just serves no purpose. It doesn't do anything for the troll, and it doesn't do anything for the streamer. And they just ignore them, I guess. Just ban them and move on. I've managed to turn trolls into followers. Absolutely, yeah. I've done that many times. It's just treat them like people. Once you break the wall, they can't handle that. Like once you talk to them like as a person, and then they see you as a person, it's really tough for them to, you know, because they're just kids most of the time, and kids don't, you know, they don't know how to react. They just do bad things because they don't have they don't know how life is going to treat them or how that stuff comes back on them later on. You know, what you put out in the world is what you take back. So when you break that wall and you actually become a human being to them, you can actually acknowledge them. It kind of rattles them a little bit, and that you know, they'll either run away or whatever. You could try to talk to them nice. Some guys ain't gonna fall for that. Some trolls are just going to be like, screw you, whatever. You just ban them and move on. It's not that big a deal. They come back to your channel again, making new accounts with nasty names. Turn off your follow thing for a while. They'll get bored. Can't stand it. Gotta have the attention, man. If you ain't feeding that attention, they gotta get it somewhere. And then if you ain't giving it, then they're going somewhere else. Just remember to turn off your follow thing if somebody starts doing stupid stuff. Oh man, I still feel like there's something else I should bring up, but I forget what it is. I don't know. Be creative as best you can. Think outside the box. Position your stream as best you can. And don't get frustrated. Get your quality and everything else up to standard before you start your stream on day one. Get everything in place before you begin. And I think I'm just kind of repeating myself at this point. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Gra. That's exactly. I'll remember it then. Yeah. Well, okay. So I'll turn this into a highlight, and in the future, when anybody asks any questions, this will be my thing, I guess. And we'll just we'll talk about it then. And I won't have. I can just link to this, and if someone has the patience to watch it, then great. If they don't have the patience to watch it, then good luck to their streaming career. Whatever. Got there. You should absorb as much information as you can. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I just remembered. This is wonderful, and it is important. Go to Reddit. Go to the Twitch subreddit. There are people there who are more than eager to help you. More than eager. You ask a question, it will be answered. If it doesn't get answered, wait a couple days, ask it again. It will be answered. But don't spam it. Wait a couple days, and then ask it again. The Twitch Reddit is amazing. They are some of the most phenomenal people. That's where I met Ferret Bomb. That's where Brawley was such a nice person to me. Who's part of Overboard Gaming, who I host now. I don't think he even knows that I do it, but I do it anyway. Definitely sign up for that. If you don't have a Reddit account, make one simply for that if you're going to be a Twitch streamer. If you're a YouTuber, there's a Let's Play. And they are more than eager to help you there as well. So don't think you're alone. You got people that will help you. Just don't go into people's channels and spam. How do I stream? They will get irritated with you. I believe, and believe me, I'm a minority. Okay? I'm a minority. But I believe this. I believe that as you grow, I grow. He grows. She grows. We all grow on Twitch together. Because Gra is a new streamer, roughly. I think Gra is getting like 30 viewers almost every night, aren't you, Gra? But as Gra streams, maybe he's bringing in new people to Twitch. A new guy sees him. He's like, oh man, I'm going to make a Twitch account so I can talk to Gra. That's cool. As I grow, I already know there's plenty of people here who've made new Twitch accounts just so they can come in here and talk to this community. So I believe that as Gra is bringing people in, I'm bringing people in. It's just a natural thing. When I'm offline, those people that I brought onto Twitch are going to go somewhere else to watch. I come back online, maybe they'll come back to me, maybe they won't. But I can't, sweat bullets about that. You can't be worried about losing viewers. It's going to happen no matter what. You can't please everybody. You just have to be you and have fun and hope that the people watching you have fun. But I believe that as we all grow, the community grows. Not all streamers believe that. Some streamers think, man, there's only 20,000 people on Twitch at any given time. Okay, I'm sorry, 200,000, let's say that. There's only 200,000 people on Twitch, and that's it. That's as many as there is, no more. And Lyric gets 30,000, Code gets 3,000, Dan gets this amount, that, so I gotta steal that piece of pie. I can't lose viewers, and I gotta fight other viewers. You don't, that's bullcrap. That's all bullcrap, in my opinion. Some people disagree, but I don't. And I think the evidence proves that I'm right. That Twitch is constantly growing, just like YouTube did. Twitch is constantly growing. Is it true that you can only watch so many streamers at the exact same time? Yes, of course. Of course. But that doesn't mean that, you know, if I bring in a viewer tomorrow who joined because they loved my channel, and then tomorrow they watch Graw, and they say, oh man, I like him way better. I'm done watching Berg. I'm going to watch Graw. Why should I get mad about that? You know, I can't keep someone just, you know, if they didn't like me, they don't like me, and they like another streamer more. That's not something you should worry about. There's nothing you can do about that, and you shouldn't. If you lose a viewer to someone else, well, that happens. Happens on network TV all the time. All the time. Can't sweat that. Can't worry about that. All you have to do is just worry about what you're doing. And promoting Twitch and growing Twitch, and I believe that everyone grows together. I think every channel gets bigger. I really do. Yeah, well, that's definitely Phantom Lord power. Absolutely, a 1,979 sub train is pretty amazing. Yeah, you do, John Smith. Yeah, but you know, Graw, you'll gain that back, you know. And you know, I'm sure there's people that are leaving other streamers who like watching you more. You know, that's just how it is. That's the nature of Twitch. And one final lesson before I end this: Twitch will lie to you. Not the company, but the numbers. One day you might stream. Like I said this at the beginning, but just hammering this point. You might get 100 viewers one day. Hell, you might even get it for like a week. And the next day, it'll be back down to 25. And you won't understand. And that's when the depression sets in. You think all those people left you. But they didn't. It's just the nature of Twitch. You gained 75 people bonus because they were interested in the game that you were streaming. Maybe you went over 1 or 2, 3 or 4. But the vast majority were just like, he's alright. Sometimes, I've heard, one of the stats is that streamers, it takes like maybe 3 to 4 clicks on your stream before you gain a permanent viewer. Meaning they click on you the first time, look at that game. Cool game, man. Cool. They click off. They come back maybe 3 or 4 days later because they're looking for something else, and you just happen to be streaming it. Oh, there's that one guy. Yeah, there's that game again. Yeah, I like that game. It's a good game. Come back the next time. 3rd time. Oh, hey, there's that guy. Maybe I'll say hi to him this time. What's up, dude? You know? Oh, there's that game. Yeah, I like that game. Come back the 4th time. Hey, it's that guy. Hey, man, how you doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, you're a cool guy. Now you got someone that actually, you know, follows or whatever. That happens as well. I was just about to bring up another point, and I just lost it again. My damn dyslexic mind. Yeah, numbers are deceiving. Absolutely. So, yeah. That's kind of it. I think I'm pretty much done. Oh, no, the last point. Respect your lurkers. Your chat's going to go quiet a lot. And you're going to have people in here that are just watching. And they don't want to talk. They don't want to interact. They just want to sit back with popcorn. And they want to watch. And they just want to chill. And they do not want to talk. Don't get pissed off about that. Lurkers created Twitch TV. Okay? If it wasn't for lurkers, there would be no Twitch TV. Love your lurkers. Talk to your chatters. Love your lurkers. Okay? Don't mistreat them. Don't do a stupid thing where you have to talk and chat to earn points. No, that was the dumbest thing that Deepbot could have ever done, or any other bot program. Don't make your lurkers feel like they're not a part of your community, because they are. It's like sitting down and watching a movie. You don't have people screaming at the theater, yeah, I love that. No. And if you do, then I'm sorry for you. But most of Twitch chat, I love talking to people. That's my #1 love on Twitch. So I love chatting with everybody. But your lurkers, man, that's your main guys. I think like only 30 to 40% of the people in your channel, I got like 300 in here, will actually talk. And that's it. And the rest will just sit back and watch. And that's very, very true. So, remember your lurkers. Okay? And obviously remember everybody else too. Your chatters are going to get tons of love because you just love talking to them. Yeah, exactly. You know, sometimes you just want to chill and just watch. You don't want to, it's the kind of... I'm a lurker. I am a lurker. I go to people's chat. I don't really want to talk because then I gotta type, and then I gotta sit there, and I can't do other things, and then I gotta respond, and I'm just like, I just want to chill, I just want to watch. That's it. I don't really want to get into a conversation. And some days I feel like I do want to talk. Just depends. Yeah, Draco, yes you do. Draco, you are a big lurker. Yeah, there's Garkangel too. I know you, Gark. You switch between the two. You'll lurk hardcore for like a couple days, and then sometimes you really like chatting. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. So that's kind of the end of that. I'll highlight this, and anybody that wants to watch it can. But I think it's best to just use this highlight now, instead of going over this stuff every time. I think that'll be the best thing to do. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll run another giveaway for the end of the old streamerino. Maybe you guys can get a free video game or something from the list. My pleasure, guys. My pleasure. The only other thing I would add is make sure your personality has to matter too. And then I don't mean this to sound cruel, but if you just don't got the personality to do it, like people are coming to be entertained, and if you're not entertaining, you just have to accept that. Maybe you can work on your personality if you don't really, if you're not really entertaining or, talking or communicating. And what I did when I didn't have any viewers, I talked to myself. I just goofed off. The things that I would think in my mind, be like, oh man, that was awesome. Instead, I stopped thinking and started just saying it. So that when I started talking and someone was in here watching and I didn't know it, they responded to it. Like, oh, yeah, that was awesome, dude. They like, if you're sitting there just... You gonna watch that person? Nah. And I know it sucks trying to talk to yourself, but it worked for me. Yeah, Jarika, absolutely. I may not get to it. I'm going to bed. I'm exhausted. I'll get to it tomorrow. Yeah, the gamer face, exactly. Just remember, not everyone is cut out to do this, and maybe you'd be better off doing YouTube. You never know, but it took me a while to get comfortable. It took me a long time to get comfortable. I would get 30 people in here, and I'd be like, man, that's cool. And then I'd get 100, and boy, I'd be like, I gotta look cool. There's 100 people in here. Oh man, I hope they don't think I'm stupid. Until I realize that it doesn't matter. Twitch lies to you, and people will be here because they like you or they won't. So anyway, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you all tomorrow. Absolutely.